Hello, me Fambulem. This is Abdul Karim Kagbo, the founder and CEO of VOS Network. Don't come with another episode of Salon Issues. Fambulem, today as una see the topic. This topic actually, by popular demand, plenty of people don't send message to me and the network say, let we talk about Honorable Lahai Lawrence Leema'S. I say honorable because it served the country as a deputy minister, so it deserves some amount of respect. But that not necessarily means say we not go question some of the excesses. And Boku people and go agree say I don't say Boku thinks them, and you know, some they don't threaten people them, some is sort of but one thing where Boku people don't go take from him is a very loyal to him party, and to some extent a sort of I not go question in patriotism, but a loyal so much to the party that I don't know if I go say they put in party before the country. And the reason we make us say so, I know say Boku of una go arguably deny that, or una go agree with me, because depending upon whose side of the spectrum you be. So, but what thing I want for do, I really don't want for do too much of the talking here from Bulem. I want for basically try for play certain things them way it don't say in the media, particularly quite recently. And the topic, I don't want for like we go all over the place and talk about waiting Honorable Leema'S don't do or say. This not to a postmortem of in character per se, because if we try for do that, we will probably miss the point where I want for make. Because the point where I want for draw to una attention me fumble them. Now that situation whereby we always the talk say put the country first, and Boku people then go see Honorable Tawa Conteh a stand against empathy over certain thing where he strongly believes say a wrong. So again, for like Boku people, including the clerk of parliament, Tawa, and also the deputy minister Leema'S, for pounds on them, and to some extent even some people say he ask for let expel, particularly they talk about Honorable Leema'S, Lahai Lawrence Leema'S, say for let expel Honorable Tawa Conteh from the SLPP party. From just imagine, because he stand up and he join on with the Sierra Leoneans them and say this particular thing where they want for do, forgive the president, the vice president, and by extension, I use the word by extension because the original bill, the speaker no be there, but during the debate they add the speaker because another honorable passed the motion for let it add the speaker, and the finance minister say yes, then go add the speaker. So now for like then give blank check where did they travel, no account to anybody, no Sierra Leonean, not even the audit, the people that will put as for audit them, enough for us, enough for say anything. According to this bill, the president, the vice, the speaker of the house, whether they travel, they're not for account at all for anything. They're not for tell we how they travel, how much they spend, and all that thing, and they for justify the spending. The bill say they're not obliged for tell Sierra Leoneans them anything to that effect. So the problem now is plenty Sierra Leoneans them, patriotic Sierra Leoneans them, and this now the fourth day now VOS we dey talk about this. I talk about on Thursday, and Mr. Sakor, we now the host of the Eden Truth, it talk about excuse me, the yes, the Eden Truth, we will get a special broadcast where it talk about yesterday Sunday, and then after in program we able people where now Madam Fadima Savage and Professor Kutubu, we honorary Professor Kutubu, they have talk about and now social media, just like how people then really come together for condemn this, the time where the parliament will raise give themselves over about 300% raise, where the entire most of the people both in the country and outside the country be say no, it's too much. So now the same trend they happen here where people in and out of Sierra Leone, patriotic Sierra Leoneans them, they said no, the president is stand for democracy, and part of democracy, the plazas of democracy or the spice of democracy, whichever way you want for look at them. Now two major components them can hold democracy for prevail. One is transparency. And you want to tell people what you they do and let people know and all that. And the second thing is, where people don't know what you they do, let them able for ask you questions. What do I mean by that? For let you be accountable as to what you they do, how you they rule the people them. So then two ingredients then they're very, very important for let democracy able prevale. We need to talk about African democracy because it look like say now Africa, the African leaders them they want make beaucoup people believe, particularly the one they will not go back to school, for let them believe say Africa get in a form of democracy, where it completely wrong. It completely wrong. So the democracy where we want, now that Western democracy where we all they enjoy, now the diaspora. So yes, it gets for take time for let we able practice exactly the democracy where we they enjoy now the West. But we get for start somewhere. So for let we able do that and succeed at it, one thing get for happen. We get for play the platform. We get for accept say then two ingredients here the need for they as part of the mixture for let we able enjoy Western democracy. Transparency for they, accountability for they. So now for like we own deputy minister come and condemn Honorable Tawa Conteh for where he speak up. Even though some people and they say even Honorable Tawa Conteh he is sort of the oppose where he opposed the bill, he sort of selfish on a part. And not do for Sierra Leoneans on behalf of Sierra Leoneans, because the reason where he give when me self listen to the debate in own aspect, is say let them be careful, let them think twice, because APC go use them against them during the next election. And not talk about the SALONE people they suffer and they struggle for get even one meal, let alone 3 square meals a day. So it not talk directly on behalf of the people of SALONE, and concern for the most part now about APC for use this particular thing where then they try for pass or whether don't pass. If president sign them, it become law now the country. So him the concern about his own job in 2023. So beaucoup people don't sort of throw that caveat there, that particular point there, when an important point. But nevertheless, even though it concerns so much about his own party, his own job, but we still need for him credit. What's in the credit we need for him? That way where he stand up and say it wrong. Don't forget about the reason for saying it wrong. But for the fact that he stand up against him party and say it wrong, then there na something where we need for him kudos for. So we need for recognize that and for make in no say Leoneans them truly appreciate waiting it don't do for throw even better light on the topic, because in one of the few people them. And again, this as I always they put where are they do me programs them, where are they talk about issues them, and not go want for like me APC brothers and sisters them try for take a victory lap, because this na pattern where be done they happen even the previous administration. Boku things them be go wrong. But you get probably few or none of the Agbagba them where they na them party for come and outrightly condemn the previous administration. So but waiting at the try for do or say na ya. Now for make them very clear, say them bad precedents then they push the country go before. And that make na VOS we always they appeal to we brothers, we SLPP brothers and sisters, we APC brothers and sisters, we NGC, C4C, and all the other party brothers and sisters. For like we not just they talk for puts the country first, but let we do them, let we practice them, let we practice what we they preach, me family. And this now one big example. So yes, as much as we not go get anything for we not go able prevent waiting SLPP go do in terms of whatever disciplinary action they want for take as a party against Honorable Tawa, we the people away not politically active, we not belong to any political party, we just they say kudos to him for where he bring light, for where he give people them the courage, say yes it can be, yes you self can do that, you self can ask say why will they do this, you self can ask why against your own political party. That's not democracy. We not get for look the same way. Let we agree for disagree. And the other thing though, where I don't they talk repeatedly, with constitution, we really get for push them politicians here for let them then do a overhaul, like significant adjustments or review of that constitution day. And the constitution, the initial intent of the people them will write that constitution day. Remember 1991, now one party state SALONE be there under. So most of waiting their rights, yes, then talk about gearing towards multi-party. Former President Momo, Joseph Saidu Momo, they walk into bringing the country to multi-party system. But waiting and do, then try for fortify their strength, then grip, I should say, then grip on power. So you find out, say, most of within the rights that are constitution there, it gives so much power to the political party. I will give you one example. And again, now this particular clause, the APC, under former President Ernest Bai Koroma, used against Sam and Sumana. Say, if, again, they ask the Supreme Court for interpretum, and the interpretum say, yes, the way how they see them. Now that way they then self-interpretum. So waiting then talk about that particular clause there for just emphasize how much party gets so power, even when not to the party directly, they elect them people here. Now the people of Sierra Leone, now they elect them people them, say una go represent we on we behalf, una talk for we over issues them, over how we can able better we own lives them. But yet, even where the people that don't do that, when they go parliament, the constitution disregard the people them and put the party interest above the country. Let me finish my example. Part of the constitution, a clause in the constitution say a president, vice president, therefore be a member of a political party for occupy that position there. So within the former administration do force, they expel the former vice president Sam and Sumana from the APC party. So that means it be there without any political party we register. So where that happen, they use that now, say, okay, well, it not belong to any political party. So now then go pull them now the position, because the constitution say you for belong to a political party for become president and vice president. And by extension now, the parliamentarians them, you forget a party symbol. So una see how with democracy really not a democracy? Because if the party go determine for pull somebody where the people that don't elect, not to parliament do, because parliament self can do what they call impeachment, for impeach them, but it get for go through process. The reason we make Parliament, if Parliament take action, it considered democratic because Parliament get the representation of all the people in a SALONE. So meaning that Parliament, they represent each district, each chieftaincy, and as a result, on behalf of the Sierra Leoneans them at large, the Parliament get the mandate for speak on behalf of the Parliament, the Sierra Leoneans them. So when that happen, that means Parliament gets the democratic right for impeach the president or anybody will occupy official position, even the judges, the Supreme Court judges. Parliament get the mandate for impeach them, because now through them the people and they speak. So una see, but not a parliament now in this case. So now the party where not a SALONE in general party. Now just group of people them form this organization and then shove things then our throat. So because the party no want Sam and Sumana, therefore pull them there. Even where the people them elect them alongside the president. So now that they happen, so it a cascade right now. Now, Lahai Lawrence Lima, where the people them of SALONE elect him, he is appointed, or was appointed. Not to the people of SALONE elect him. Not to elected position he occupy. Now appointed position. And yet, in the talk, in where they appoint, where they not elect, in the talk say for pull the person where the people then elect for serve them. Now power. Because according to the constitution, if they expel them, that same kind of argument go say, well, if I lost in seat, because it not belong to a political party, because now under SLPP umbrella, it come na parliament, so we no longer belong to SLPP if I lost in seat. And through through by election. When I see the loophole. But because every president will come, this they be an advantage for them. They not do anything for make sure say they review and adjust the constitution, amend them as necessary. They not do that, and they're not gonna do that because when they sit down there, it serve their purpose. So now with this kind thing where they on Tawa, Honorable Tawa Conteh in aid, guess what? Now indirectly they find way for silencer. It happened, by the way, for people that way they maybe they follow politics in SALONE. It even happened under late President Kaba. What did they do to carry for smart? So all them thing how we go able get peace in that country day, how we go able prosper as a country, if then tear where they cause trouble, where they cause confusion in the country, we still they overlook them because it is serve we interest. So fumble them, let I just pause now a little bit and also Boku people that don't sort of join in, but let I acknowledge them before I play the first audio, because I want for play Lahai Lawrence Leema'S in audio them, so that way they una self go get them for sand, because I don't want let people accuse me say they make up stuff. So I want for make sure say una get them exactly as is say. So let us say welcome to me famble them we don't join we tonight. And I know say boku people them don't join we, but I go just kind of quickly go through the list and for make sure say we recognize them, because without una VOS no go dey anywhere. But fambul them, then topic here, we need for the address them. We don't need for shy away, because if it be your turn today, Madam Fadima, yes, last night, it said very clearly, it go be your turn today, but you don't get for day forever. You get for left. Let we ask the previous administration. Will be there all sort of slogan. Again, not to say they try for disrespect them, but we there all sort of slogans. But they like today, what happened? Then they as opposition. And now, with all tricks, that all reduce them to minority. Not to majority party again. Where during the election, they come as majority party. But the same thing what they talk about. The lack of democratic principles that are country day. So see what thing they happen where they not fix things them. Now it don't come back for hunt them with all the undemocratic things them. So you say, if somebody for whatever reason that person they una disqualify him on his for his seat, why una no go do by election? Why the second man will not get the majority from the people for be the person who go represents the people? Who's kind of sickening democracy than they? But guess what? The previous administration implement that. So now they come for hunt them. But the question is, how we go continue with them kind terrible examples here? So me fumble them, let again I welcome we all. I want to say particular welcome to we able brother Musa Kagbo. And again, one for say Boku thank you to brother Sister Matilda Cole. Thank you very much for where you join we. And Linesman Duty Mama, thank you so much for where you join we. And one for say Boku thank you. I not go forget, but this I no say Naman. Brother Easy Jamal, she said thank you so much for where you join we. And brother Suma Abdullah, thank you so much for where you join we. And Madam Bendu, the voice of reasoning, thank you so much for where you join we. And we sister, we mommy, we auntie, we everything, we diva, na one of the divas them, na VOS way, na Madam Fadima Savage, welcome and thank you for joining we. And we brother way, na brother Kombo. Thank you so much, Brother Kombo, for where you join we. And Owan for say Boku thank you to another diva we na Sister Zainab Bangura Dalboi. Owan for say Boku thank you for where you join we tonight. And Fambulem Owan for say Boku thank you and welcome to Brother Thomas Leg. Thank you so much. And Brother Aduddin Tijan, thank you so much for we una all join we. And I go open the phone lines very shortly, but in the meantime, Fambulem, let we hear ye Lahai Lawrence Lima. We get boku audio them, but we'll play them as we go they wait for calls them. But in the meantime, let we take this first one and ye waiting a get for say your own version of the whole story. So Fambulem, we will come back after this, but I will continue for display on our comments them, so people then go they see the comments them as we they listen to Honorable Lahai Lawrence Lima, we Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs. So let we listen, and this one for say Boku thank you to 98, to AYV, courtesy of them. So let we listen in Fambulem.
Well, there is SLPP leadership, okay, right, in which Tawa is also a member of the SLPP in Parliament.
Quickly, I want to ask, why not leave this issue to the leadership, the SLPP leadership in Parliament to handle it, than coming out and condemning Tawa?
I will not leave it. You have raised the issue here that his PRO has raised issue that he has been acting in an anti-party fashion, and you are not allowing me to explain that to the public, for the public to understand, and you are making a whole political game out of, and of which you are not a politician.
Which PRO?
So allow us to explain and let the public understand.
Lawrence,
I am the National Publicity Secretary of the Sierra Leone People's Party, a national officer in which every conduct of our party member, whether in government or as a party member, if only your conduct puts the SLPP image in disrepute, we, as every national officer, has the right to bring an action or to even file in a complaint against the conduct of that member. And such is what Honorable Tawa Conteh has done.
Okay,
Honorable
so just to get clarification,
you have not done me justice. No. You are not helping the public. No.
We want to get clarification.
You are not helping the public. You are not helping the public. Please help the public. You have asked questions. Allow me to clarify the questions. You cannot come here and make things look bad, which is not the case. Allow me to clarify. Let the public understand. Because all of us are focused and we are concerned to serve the public, and we are here to do well for the public and to ensure that when we leave office someday, somehow, when God wants us to leave office, we are proud of what we have done and the achievements we have made. But for people to actually clamor and to make issues out of nothing, we have the responsibility also to come and clarify. If one of us actually has acted unethically and you want to actually make heroism out of that, we will say no. And we will not compromise that, and we will also not bow our head to raise the issue that what Tawa has done against his own party and by extension to the nation is wrong. You cannot tell me you are loyal or you are patriotic to this country if you are not patriotic, first of all, to the institution that has made you. For Tawa to stand up to talk for the public or to talk for Sierra Leoneans,
did you just say
I am coming. Yes.
Do you realize that every citizen of Sierra Leone's first allegiance is to Sierra Leone?
Every citizen's first allegiance to Sierra Leone is to Sierra Leone. But there are ethics that is defining your conduct, especially when you belong to that institution. I cannot just say as an individual, I'll just wake up one moment, I say, yes, I am serving Sierra Leone. I can serve Sierra Leone as an individual. But if I find myself, right now as I find myself in government, I can just not wake up one moment and say, yes, I'm serving Sierra Leone, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, out of the way. No, there is ethics guiding my conduct, especially when there is collective responsibility in cabinet. That is why even there are times when something even affects my own individual personality, I comport myself, not because I don't have the strength or the way, the wherewithal to be able to fight or raise issues. But I know if I acted out of character, I'm not only representing myself, but I'm representing the cabinet into which I'm representing, because we have collective responsibility. Similarly, in Parliament, not all MPs are corrupt. Fine, and even the administration might not be corrupt. This is all an allegation, but we are making mountain out of nothing here. It's all an allegation. It could even be possible that the whole allegation is investigated and nothing is actually discovered as corruption against the administration of Parliament. But what we are saying here, if Tawa has any issue, we have heard Parang has said that Tawa did not ask questions. And because he does not ask questions, therefore he will not get it right. We have heard him say that.
You are taking what Parang said for granted as against what Tawa is saying. Now you are
entirely know what I'm saying. If only Tawa, I'm saying, and let us get this right to the public. If only Tawa had asked questions, or he has also raised his concern with the leadership in Parliament, maybe they would have clarified whatever concerns he has. Absolutely. You understand? And if that concerns we are not clarified to his satisfaction, then we have the president who provides, by constitution, he provides leadership for all institutions created by Parliament.
Which President Bio?
Yes.
Now has to decide on parliamentary issues?
If you go by section 40 of the Constitution, it did establish that the president provide leadership for every institution created by an act of Parliament. The Parliament is a creature of an act of Parliament. If there is any issue into which the leadership is unable to handle, or any institution created by an act of Parliament in which the leadership is unable to handle, that is where the president can provide leadership in that circumstance.
But let me ask this question for clarification. No, I'm really itching to ask this question. You say the PRO has found Tawa of engaging in anti-party activities. Who is this PRO, please?
I'm seated right.
So basically, you are the one who have found him guilty of anti-party issues.
Read my text. Read my text, other than you misinform the public.
No, we're asking you now.
No. I will not subscribe to what you are telling me.
No, well, what are you saying? What are you saying? Explain to the public.
No. I have not said anything that he's saying as I have seated there.
No, so we are asking now. Are you accusing Tawa of anti-party activities?
I am saying Tawa's conduct of going contrary to the norms, rules, and principles of the SLPP amounts to an anti-party activities, and therefore the national office of the party, if the leadership of Parliament has not been able to look into his conduct or into the conduct of some MPs, then let the national office, who has the responsibility also to coordinate with the leadership of Parliament, look into the circumstances in which MPs could come to public, especially when you are a ruling party MP and you have an issue, yet you could not raise it with your leadership in Parliament, you could not raise it with the party, you could not raise it with the president, but then you could come public and then say things of which you have not got any evidence to, you have not got any factor, but you are raising it as an allegation. If you are raising it as an allegation, then if only you had asked questions,
quickly before we come
to clarify those issues. But if you fail to ask questions, before we come then at the end of the day, you'll be misleading the public, and by extension, you are bringing the image of the party into disrepute.
Quickly before we come to Marcella, does coming out to talk about alleged corrupt act in Parliament goes against the spirit of the SLPP as a party?
Coming out to allege corruption, without going through the due process amounts to working contrary to the norms, rules, and processes defined in you as SLPP member. How he has not followed.
So the due process is, if a member of Parliament thinks there is corruption in Parliament or somewhere, he should discuss it with the leadership of his party before coming out to speak about it?
I think you should not act on your thoughts. You should act on facts.
I'm asking you. Do you?
No. You have said. You have said. If a member of parliament thinks, I am not. You should not act on your thoughts. If a
member of parliament in this instance, like Tawa, believes there are issues of corruption within parliament, he believes there are corruption issues, should he discuss it with the leadership of his party before coming out to talk about it?
That is what strict party discipline says. And first of all, I have said this. I have said it here very clearly. And also, let's help the public to understand
that is in the spirit of the SLPP as a party. That is in the spirit of the SLPP as a party.
What I have said very clearly here is that if you have issues of corruption, I have said that this government is very sincere about the fight against corruption. If you have issues of this nature, you are representing a political party. That political party has an image to protect, and you are running on the ticket of that political party. You did not go to parliament on your own individual volition. You run on the ticket of the party, and of which people believe in the principles and ideology of that party, for which they voted for you. If you are there, you have issues. It's an organization that has its own rule. You cannot disregard the rules of that organization that is defining you and in which you are representing.
So what rules did Tawa broke in this instance? You've not been able to tell us that.
I have said that very clearly here. You are only not helping the public to understand what I have said.
I'm asking Lima, you should
that possibly, what Tawa has done wrong.
Possibly you'll quote, say this section against this section. This is what he did wrong. But
what Tawa has done wrong, I am not readily here with the constitution of the party. It was only when you said, I have raised issues against Tawa of engaging in anti-party activities. I was about, I'm going somewhere, and I decided to come and respond to that immediately because you were misrepresenting facts about me.
That is what you raised. Can I read what you posted? Okay, quickly. Let's understand. No, let's understand.
And that was why I started by saying,
Lima, let's understand who is misrepresenting who. This is what you posted on your Facebook page.
Read it.
Let me read it quickly. This one says the SLPP National Executive needs to establish strict party discipline among SLPP MPs. Honorable Tawa cannot be bigger than the party. And the other one says, as the National Publicity Secretary of the SLPP, let me inform the general membership of the SLPP that the parliamentary conduct of Honorable Tawa Conteh amounts to anti-party conduct. The SLPP party authorities need to strongly look into the anti-party activities. That is what we stated here.
And I have clearly established the Parliamentary Act of Honorable National Officer is a leader of the party, can raise the issue, and can even file a complaint for disciplinary action against any party member.
Lima, finally, before we come to Marcella, is this based on your assumption, or you're doing this with support from the executive and leadership of the party?
Or probably even the president.
I don't assume. I'm speaking the text and letter of the party's constitution, in line with what constitutional provisions, national constitution are also provisions also provide. That has to be tied up as to how representative of a political party in parliament should conduct themselves in serving the general public.
Okay, now quickly, Lawrence, this is not you as an SLPP person, but this is you as a Sierra Leonean.
No.
Would you applaud Tawa for coming out publicly to decry corruption?
I stand with Tawa to decry corruption, but I also criticize and condemn his acts. No, I'm coming.
You are wearing the SLPP hat, so that's why I said,
forget about You are also. You see, this is where I get issues with you. This is where I get issues with you. I'm not just wearing the SLPP hat. Let me tell you something. I have, after my high school, I have taken the onus to put my life on the line in defense of this country. And I still stand on that values. I still stand on that values and principles. Even when I'm in office also serving as deputy minister of this country. I stand on that principles and values. I also believe in pushing the development programs of this country. I'm coming. You cannot just say I'm putting on the SLPP Act. I stand with anyone that is actually prosecuting or exposing corruption. But at the same time, I stand against anyone who pursue that in an unethical manner, for which at the end of the day you will actually investigate. If the outcome of your investigation proves you wrong, then you would have messed up the administration and also messed up the cause you stand to pursue.
But
and this is what I'm portraying, and that's what we have to let the public understand.
A lot of the discourse seems to be like there's a stance being taken by the SLPP party that is, this is where it says, paying a lip service to the fight against corruption, paying a lip service to its campaign on fighting corruption, of course one of the backdrops on which it was elected into power, in the sense that we see more castigations here against Tawa, as opposed to giving him some sort of credits to say you have done the right thing as an SLPP honorable, given the fact that this is what we campaign for. This is why we can show the people that even within us, we will speak the truth, however it goes. But yet we're not seeing that. All we see is castigation and anti-party activities.
Now I come back. I have said times without number that nobody is actually condoning corruption in this government. Okay. And I've shown the sincerity and commitment of His Excellency, the leadership of this government around that. Put Sierra Leoneans' thoughts aside. The international community, we are just practicing democracy. For me, it's an alien concept to Africa. Those who actually initiated democracy, who understands the principles of democracy, have actually credited this government in their sincerity in the fight against corruption. We all know the MCC scorecard is out. You would have said, if that has come from any Sierra Leone organization, you would have said that is a lip service. But I think we have those international institutions here. They are following all that is happening. We are not against corruption. I mean, we stand firmly against corruption. That's what I want to say. And we have seen, yes, that's a slip of tongue. We are firmly against corruption, and we are very sincere in that fight. And me here as an individual, I'm one person. Of course, if there is a corrupt practice that is going on in this government that I'm aware of, I will let the authorities concerned know about that. But I have a channel to go through. If you feel, even if you have a case, a genuine case, no matter how genuine your case is in court, if you are unable to follow the procedure laid down for you to prosecute your matter in court, that is how either the court will throw your case out of court, or definitely you will lose your case in court. So basically, if you're a member of parliament, you are there to represent the people through a political party, you have to follow procedure so as to whatever thought you have in working genuinely for this country, in working genuinely to propagate the development or advance in the development this country is fighting for. You have to do it ethically, you have to do it procedurally, but if you fail to go by procedure and ethics, and only for you to raise issue also that is not factual, that is based on allegation, in which you have not got a tangible evidence to portray to what you have, then this is where you go wrong. All of the shouting we are doing here now, to the extent that we are even
because we don't have time, Lawrence. That's why I'm really
because before I came here, if you ask Masala Samba to actually comment on issue, you give him all. You give her all the time. You give her all the time to explain her point. If you ask that young man to talk, you give her all the time to talk.
Trust me, she's not even answering.
But you've called me here, or I have come here to actually clarify issue.
I just want to ask
you've
answered, Lawrence.
My premise and actually
unfortunately, we have run over time, and we've given you. Trust me, you've spoken.
Yeah, because you have not allowed me the time.
Over 30 minutes, so we've actually been fair to you as well. But what I'm saying is, procedurally, should it not be the leader of how do you put it again, the leader of the party or leader of government in party that should table this concern now to the SLPP party procedurally? Should that not be the way?
I think I've said here that every national officer of the party, if any member of the SLPP's conduct brings the SLPP's reputation and image into disrepute, can even file in a complaint against that SLPP member for an act that he or she consider as an anti-party activities that is aiming at bringing the image and reputation of the party in disrepute. Honorable Tawa Conteh is a member of the SLPP.
All right.
If his conduct has the potential, or is in actual fact has the tendency to bring the image and reputation of the SLPP into disrepute, it is but fitting by any executive member to raise that issue. And
so
that is exactly what
you people are going to be invoking section 771K.
Whatever decision the party will be considering, we can admonish him. We can also tell him, we can guide him. It is possible that he is not quite familiar with the orientation of how the party's principles and philosophy works, right?
But in an instance where maybe the
mouthpiece of the SLPP
speaks for the party.
I'm the mouthpiece of the party.
But he has not been able to tell us whether it's a party position is communicated.
I am the mouthpiece of the SLPP. I explain the principles and rules of the party to the party membership. That's my role.
So you have their support on this, on your position.
I am the mouthpiece of the SLPP. I think
have their support on this?
I think the minds of the leadership of the party, because I understand the constitutional text of the party. Okay. So basically, I'm the mouthpiece of the party. I'm speaking the party.
So on this matter, that's a party position that Honorable Tawa's activities are anti-party activities.
I am the mouthpiece of the SLPP.
Okay. So Honorable Tawa's position on corruption issues is an anti-party activity.
Honorable Tawa's conduct that is unprocedural, that is unprocedural, that is unethical. That is what the party.
SLPP.
That is what the party has concern over. That is. Look, let me tell you, Lamrana. If you are here working for AYV Media Empire, there are rules and regulations guiding the conduct of you as a journalist in this media empire. If there are no rules guiding your conduct, you would not have allowed me here to come and sit here and respond to issue that you raise that has to do with me. So fine. So if you have rules and regulations guiding your conduct and you go outside that rule, then mean you are acting outside the remit of what established your role. As you sit here, you are working for AYV, but by extension, you are working for Sierra Leone.
So finally,
so if you fail to adhere to the rules of this particular institution, what happens? So if it happens, you are paying a disservice or lip service to Sierra Leoneans.
Okay, so finally,
but when you live within the context of confines of your rules, it means you are properly serving the country.
So finally, on this matter, Honorable Tawa has acted against the rules of the SLPP.
You the unwritten rules in this case.
Which unwritten rules?
Let the minister speak.
Which unwritten rules? Let me understand.
Has he acted against
any provision?
Leadership within Parliament is quite pleased with the actions he has taken and don't seem to have a problem. Would that be a consideration for the party?
I can definitely. I am too mature to understand where you want to take me. I think I am too mature to really go down the path you want to take me.
Listen,
as a party we have our own.
Let's move to.
As a party we have our own internal structures, and we know what to do. And if any member of us acted out of character that has the potential to bring the image of the party in disrepute, we know exactly how to handle that.
Okay, so
and that is entirely for our own internal consideration.
Okay, all right. Quickly, Marcella, we don't have time, so it's just going to be short. 3 minutes. Time is 3 minutes.
But I mean, where the discussion started and the point I made, I'm going back to that point. All the expose that the minister is giving, the deputy minister, doesn't hold water in this case. We are talking about Parliament. The issue of 77K, how it's crept in, I can't understand. That's why in the start I said, no, that discussion is not part of this. This is a parliamentary discussion we're talking about. And people within Parliament, because what we're saying now is a state party conflation. We're talking about institutions of the state, which is Parliament. Within Parliament, parliamentarians, presupposing that SLPP is there, APC is there, NGC is there, independent candidates are there, PC MPs are also there. We're talking about Parliament, and it did not, none of the two people, there were counter accusations from the clerk and from the honorable member. There were counter accusations. None of them said that the SLPP leader of government business or SLP. No, that was not the issue. They said Parliament presupposing a whole, making, of those 146, including the PCMPs. So that's why I said the issue that the publicity secretary raised on his Facebook is not part of this. What he's saying, it's not talking about where they have problems. And this is what, as Campaign for Good Governance, we warned earlier. That there are sensitive positions that are apolitical. Where they have problem is with the clerk of the office of the clerk. Mr. Clerk should be a civil servant or somebody with a civil servant orientation that is an administrator. So somebody as an MP should hold the administrator accountable. But when you begin to see things, that's where state party conflates. So this is not a party issue. This is Parliament. People are saying we have an oversight role and we are not having an opportunity to do our oversight role as we should do it. So it's Parliament. It's about APC, it's about NGC, it's about independent candidates, it's about PCMP, it's about SLPP. So it's not just about SLPP. So what is the deputy minister is saying? I am deliberately referring to him as deputy minister and not the PRO for SLPP, because you see, corruption itself is a security issue. And I see any minister at this moment, especially when their party has campaigned on the ticket and they are the ruling party, they are in government. I see you sitting there as a government minister. I should see them excited or weary about what is happening. What is happening to parliament? Why are they as such? But it's not about SLP. Nobody spoke about SLPP. I listened both Tawa, Conteh and Tawa. I listened to both of them live through. Nobody spoke about SLPP. Correct me if I'm wrong. I never had any discussion about SLPP. He said parliament. And Honorable Pawan also went to say your constituents, presupposing that they were talking about parliamentary relationships. There was nothing about SLPP. So just to be dispassionate a little bit, I want him to be dispassionate a little bit about this issue and look at it from a forward-looking perspective.
No, I think you are
that the society is growing.
I'm trying to actually bring it to the way you want to look at it here. Okay. I have not actually raised any issue about SLPP or SL. I think I also made reference for us to be able to understand the issue, like a military team is going to fight a war, and at the end of the day, one of them actually take weapon to turn against the other force. At the end of the day, you lost focus as to how best you can execute that duty. So I am saying here, I'm raising ethical issue here, on procedural issue here, when it comes to strict party discipline. And I guess you are a governance student, or you are a political scientist, despite the fact that you are working at the CGG, you understand clearly what I'm talking about here when we talk about strict parliamentary discipline, when it comes to standing to argue in parliament or to raise issue, when it comes to also the party you are representing to serve the public and to serve the general good of the public. If you are going contrary to the ethics or the procedure of that institution you are representing, then it means you are not helping even the public you said you are serving. Okay. It's a disservice or it's a lip service you are paying to the public. Right. Nobody's against the fight against corruption here.
All right, we'll jump over now to you, Melvin, quickly, just a few minutes, because we're closing.
I think it should come from either the Parliamentary Ethics Committee or that of the SLPP's disciplinary committee to say the actions of Honorable Tawa are unparliamentary. And besides, saying someone's behavior is unparliamentary, there are clear rules in the Constitution of Sierra Leone that spells that out clearly. So I think we should be guided when we talk about what's parliamentary or unparliamentary. Again, I envisage a situation wherein perhaps we are going to go for another by-elections if the SLPP comes out with a decision that, oh, Honorable Tawa is behaving in an anti-party manner. Then again, let's not lose sight of the fact how Honorable Tawa won that constituency. It was the APC then in governance. He fought tooth and nail and won, and we all follow the stories that emanated from that election victory of Honorable Tawa. And as we speak, he is the chairperson for the Western Caucus of the SLPP. And we all know the Western area when we talk about politics. So is the SLPP going to gamble it and go up for a by-election? I think they should be thinking and scratching their heads seriously about that, because it's not about discipline on Honorable Tawa, how they discipline him, how he reacts to the disciplinary action. All of that will boil down to the electorate. What if the ethics committee comes out and say, oh, you are wrong, and a public petition comes out from the public to say, we stand by Honorable Tawa? Whose stance will the policymakers and decision makers follow? Will they follow the public interest or that of party or parliamentary interest? So it's a very serious issue, and I think those people that are handling this matter must, like Marcella said, put passion aside and look at the bigger picture. Because Sierra Leoneans are no longer munkus. They can be supporting SLPP now, and the other moment they cannot.
To be fair to them.
No, but let's clarify. You're saying you came here because I misrepresented you. But I clearly stated what you posted on social media. Isn't that what you stated? That it's anti-party activities.
Definitely, that was what I posted.
So where did I misrepresent you?
That their PRO is actually pushing for them to discipline.
But what I read here, is it not what? Where did I say that?
So I came to and at the moment you said that,
no, Lima, no,
I had Mrs.
No.
All right. Fambule, don't listen. I decide for go very lengthily with this, and I see one we brother write a very good comment. A remind we say even in Britain, we people let at try for look for that particular comments they la display because I'm so glad let we able for use some of the opportunities here. People we not familiar with how governments they run, let we use the opportunity here for educate them, like for sort of give them give a little bit of understanding as to how it work. So I try for find that particular question day where we brought a sort of pose. I think a question or statement, but I try for go back. I be see I post them. But una just patient with me. Again, the phone lines they're open, and I go encourage una for let una call, and we get a caller already. But but anyway, let explain. I'm not able to see the comment. I'm not able to see them. But let explain to that we brother. We talk say well even they happen a Britain. Now Canada safe it happen because Canada safe we get a parliamentary system of government. It happen safe na the US. Now where the people elect you. You go under the umbrella of a political party, but now the people elect you. So you be a member of the party. But if for any reason the party not want, then kick you out of, then call on caucus, let you not join with them again, you know they lost your parliamentary seat because not to the party put you there, not to the party elect you. So wait till you they be now, you they be a backbencher. You they be now independent parliamentarian. So that's not the sickening part of the constitution. Now America selfie they happen where if you can decide say no, I not buy the party in ideology, and they become independent candidate. I go serve the rest of my term where the people that elect me for serve, and then later if I want to go for a rerun, a re-election, I go decide whose party I go run under, or I go decide for run as independent candidate. But una yeri waiting the other guy say is say this go result in a vacant seat and by election. So now this I be they talk about why the political party get the mandate for strip somebody off in position where the people they elect them. Wanna see the sickening part of this constitution? We're very undemocratic. The people that don't elect this man. And now if the party say no, you know we expel you because it come under SLPP, automatically it a losing seat. Why not to SLPP elect him? So my brother, I hope you understand the distinction here. The distinction is now UK, now Canada, now America, any advanced democratic government, they need to strip you of your position. Then go, even if you commit a crime, you commit something, then go come together, not to against the party, but something where you liable, then go come, the Congress can sit on it, then disciplinary committee, and then this not to the party only decision, then go take disciplinary action against you. And in fact, now the law go bet you. But as a party, all they're able for do is for pull you na the party, but not to for take you seat. So una see the trouble part this. So now that's now make a first begin for explain Sam and Sumana in case. And that similar thing they happen sooner here. So if we see them do that to Honorable Tawa Conteh, where he try for fight on behalf of the Sierra Leoneans them for say something wrong, and yet he lost his seat. We fumble them whose incentive go there for let other person speak up. So una see the sickening part. So we all the talk say, oh, na rubber stamp. With this kind of attitude, you know, go blame them for just the rubber stamp, for just be yes man or yes woman. So let we begin take the calls then. Let we take the first call. We go limit to 3 minutes because we want for let other people and get chance. So the first call, VOS Network. Hello caller, what's your name and who they call from, please?
This is Nakorombo at the call from New York, Mr. Kabo.
Hello, brother Korombo. Thank you so much for where you call. And what you take on this issue? Go ahead, please. 3 minutes.
Well, me take now for just try for enlightening Sierra Leoneans then say waiting will be the see before about this constitution. Many people not been they understand. This are the reason we make Sierra Leone poor. This are the reason we make where people like in talk say the parliament not they do nothing. Even during the election, I be done the echo this are the quote direct from the constitution. Usai them putter. Say no member of parliament not the able active yonder. Apart from the powers, the enormous powers where the president gets, the party itself, the parliamentary and then the party then they go support. Recently again, one time in the way the President Bill for travels with 2 APC member of parliament. One of them propaganda machine, the APC, now the media say, the member of parliament they not for take the decision until the party give approval. I be also raise that comment the back. I say no wonder where we deplorable because not only the party in decision and even when you watch na parliament, all decision that they take na party decision. Even the APC member of parliament, they not for say they no say this tia bad, but na party decision na they take and support the deal. You see, but again, one side there where you start where you say this thing be don't go on. Yes, I believe say don't go on, but the non-accountability word or phrase was never be used because even Honorable Tawa say it's a let them prefer let them left out by the previous acts with the previous clauses instead of them put that non-accountability act. You see, so that non-accountability act don't totally pull this government out of control. The decision where the president be talk inside the debate say income for accountability and transparency. This is nothing. And also, I want for let the Sierra Leonean people know say, we constitution, the 1991 constitution, APC or SLPP self that they review we back into ransom for another 50 to 100 years coming because they're all two parties or them people get the same mentality and at the same way they feel say they for all SALONE hostage. We just see the breeze, but this now in bidon they happen and now in still they happen. They no get the motion for actually change that constitution. They make her equal for everybody, every citizen. But no, now for all the people there are slaves. What to make a talk so? During the time where the constitutional review process, we been get some rumor they say they want to add more time by the constitution. Say you can do it like Russia style. We president they left, they after one time or two, if you want to come back, it can still come on. When they ask President Bio, I think I'm 98 at the time, what did he say about that? He said, if not so the law say, now so they make us law, it no get problem. So this they tell you say, inside get the tendency. When APC don't fail for doing, inside get the tendency for can do. And we don't see the precedent. Before the one-party system, now SLPP force scout them. But when they fail, when APC can then capitalize. So SLPP can still do the same thing. Now then precedent here, now then don't left we behind. And all the clauses there and the acts the way in the past now for deprive the people, not to for let the people their life improve. Thank you very much for this comment.
Thank you so much, Brother Kombo. Thank you. I'll take the next caller. VOS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting on your name and who say they call from, please?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, I will know the call from New Jersey.
Hello, brother Aruna. Thank you so much for your call. And what are you take on this issue? Go ahead, please.
Say the call from, please.
Yeah, Mr. Sabo, thank you very much for the opportunity.
Hello, brother Aruna. Thank you so much for your call. Yeah, now for reduce the volume that you set, please.
Okay. Yes, I want to thank you for giving the opportunity for call. First of all, I really no way be happy for let you play that long audio because it don't make no sense, CEO. No sense. This is not a party business. It's a national issue. We believe say Leema'S just one for threatening for less silence. Even the other one, then with the one come forward with corruption case. Now this another administration day. And not only that person they go and come up, we other people then they were still for streets with waiting to go on another parliament. And this is a national issue. So they want to say we nobody no right for talk because in a parliament you this a political party you tie, you foot tie, you mouth close, you for just they conform with the political ideology. If not corrupt, they corrupt, not for corrupt. If not thief, they thief, not for thief. If not lie, they lie, not for lie. No decent person, not for doing for show more decency. And that they want to tell you, people want to tell you, not for talk. What are the anti-party activities where Tawa engage in? We know we noted today. Leema'S, they quote all kind of constitution for defend. The president get power for but you know they quote one constitution for let tell we what are the real law where Tawa broke. What not the rule? What Tawa broke? It never tell people they say you know with the constitution. But it gets the constitution I hate for quote the president get power for look all our thing there. It quote the constitution for let for deal with bossing, but you don't get to quote the constitution for let. So that tells you now fraud. Now fraud. The parliament from day one, Mr. Cabo, where they and everything about them corruption. The way they impose the speaker na corruption. The way they impose the majority na the host na corruption. So what did they expect for coming out of that house? Tell me. Everything. If the process is faulty, the outcome will be faulty. Begin as you wish to continue, continue as you wish to end the part. So this is not enough. These are just a tip of an iceberg. Boku corruption they go on in that place. The way people they want come out, and this is not just a signal they want send to people that say they go block them, then go silence them, they intimidate them because they speak up. Meaning if you not corrupt, I'm not going to parliament go corrupt me. No way. My personality is different from the political ideology. So Leema'S inflames the excuse the way it not make sense. It not add up one because of the party business. This is a national issue. The man can complain it. So if the APC member of parliament come up, what if they don't talk by this time? With all the custom today, now starter. But the problem with making reference to president. SLP come on power on the president that they can't fight corruption. And we need a new direction. So there's no way they're going to point back. This party we don't do them back. We say we can't do them back. We say we don't start. We say we continue. So what's the new direction? That's the question. What's the basis for letting they make a reference? What's the basis for letting they try for they tell you say they can't fight corruption? Where a member of the party grace awareness for corruption, they go haywire. Really? I mean, I don't really know what SLP they really trade on right now because the corruption don't go so much in the backyard now. It don't begin to show surface now. We don't see the actual impact of the Corruption Act. We don't the very fact. Leema'S segment na corrupt position at all. How comes you then a vice a deputy in a PRO for the party? You they use the nation resources in tax for doing party activities there. That's again a corruption on its own.
You make a great point, brother Aruna, but unfortunately your time don't come up. But GRB call back, let you finish that thought today because then they get for be part of my closing argument. The conflict of interest is very clear now, yeah. And thank you when you bring that because now one of the things that we are putting on my note. But let we hear it from other SALONEans them. Please call back. Let we able get that you thought today because a very good additional point you make. So thank you so much, brother Aruna. Let we hear it from another SALONEan, please. VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who say they call from, please?
Yes, sir. How are you, sir?
I did do well, thank you. And what's your name and who say they call from, please?
My name is Joe. I call from St. Louis, Missouri.
All right, thank you so much, Brother Joe. Waiting how you take on this issue, particularly because waiting I want for let we do is let we not focus too heavily on SLPP. Let we focus on the county. Waiting this mean for the county. I want let we look at that angle. Go ahead, sir. Over to you, please.
Okay. I just want to ask you, Mr. Moderator. I want to know if Honorable Tawa Conteh has been expelled. Now that question I want to know.
Yes, according to the Constitution, the answer is yes.
When this one happened?
Sorry?
When this one happened?
When this one don't ever happen?
No, when this issue happened, where they expel?
No, you ask if then go expel them, like then get the mandate for expel them, and then you question, or they don't expel already?
And they ask if they don't expel already.
No, they don't expel them yet. But now that's now okay. Probably you come late. But now that's now the potential within a year.
Okay, the way I look at the whole thing, because I listened to the interview with the interview Leema'S on AYV, and the way he talk is like Honorable Tawa did not follow the chain of command, and Leema'S is not just one person inside SLPP. SLPP gets over 1 million voices, so the way they jump over chain is not fine for the nation. Let we wait until this happens before we jump over it, because Leema'S has something what you say, but it not happen, and none of the SLPP not ever talk anything in regard of that. So let us see on waiting to happen the following day. So now we don't take that.
Oh, so you they tell we say we not for talk about time where a minister we supposed for serve the country, they put party before the country, and they indirectly intimidate somebody where they elect. We in not be in do not even the people do not even elect them, they appoint them. So we not for talk and wait te water pass Gary. Now that you they recommend, sir.
You not say it put party before country. What it say? What the man for do? The rules they na parliament way for pass through before the man go voice anything na public. It just looks like what you did so. You know, just talk anything where, you know, make sure say on which they can't put the public at true. Because the way you they talk, I still watch you got the language, it seems like you they act like the thing they don't already pass and they don't already expel Honorable Tawa.
So when you join we now the program, sir, because it's like say you just join we and you they make assumption there. By the way, you say Leema'S not puts the party ahead of the country. The interviewer correct him. Then it change. It even ask him for clarify. They change his statement. It make him clear up in statement say, Tawa for be patriotic to the party first. Are they quote him now?
No.
Go back where let you listen now. The interviewer say
any reliable person will tell you the same thing. They not talk that one. They said it not go stop Honorable Tawa for voice anything out in the public, but if I do the chain of command before they do that.
And anyway, I believe say you then a different aspect of things. So we just don't listen to the interview. By the way, you don't way past time. We just don't listen to the interview, and it make them clearly. And the reporter, the interviewer say, "Am I hearing you right, Leema'S?" Now it change. But he say for be patriotic to the party first. Anyway, let me give chance to other people and please. Thank you so much for what you call. Thank you so much for what you call, brother. VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's in your name and who say they call from, please?
Yes, good evening. Mina Olatunji Maitre, the call from New York.
Thank you so much for calling. And what are you take on this issue, please? Go ahead.
I think my take on this issue, now a very sad situation the country finding itself, due to the way the politician and they manipulate the sacred document. And I think this then just they behave like a proportional representation system. Now we get we not to elect the people that elect you, now the party bring you come as a parliamentarian. So because blatant disrespect to the people's choice, then country there within them developed country there, you find out people in the break ranks from the political party, but yet still they maintain, then sit then at the either at the Congress or at Parliament or whatever. And personally speaking, I think people need for stand up now. That people that we really get hurt now in the politics now, SALONE need for stand up and make we get some constitutional review and get some proper and serious legal minds them we're able for amend that the constitution, for the better. We go be redeemed from all them kind of dangerous, loopholes there where the constitution gets, we know they serve the country well. I think now this is a new contribution, but really, really sad how people there, the politicians are so partisan than being patriotic. I think the main contribution, this was the happy ending.
Thank you so much, my brother. And that point where you make, I want to give an example in the US, where Boku people and go member that person there. On a member, Joe Lieberman, where he run with Al Gore, as Al Gore in running mate. He end up, after a few years, he end up for left the Democratic Party and he began at the Senate as independent senator. Just imagine somebody will go up to that level as a running mate for a political party, but he left the party, he's still getting Senate seat because of the people and put on there. So thank you so much, my brother, for where you bring that point there. And I don't think that we need for talk about, let we not tire. So we get plenty calls there on the line, but you make a great point. We really appreciate you for that. Let God bless. Thank you. VOS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting on your name and who say they call from, please.
Yes, my name is Lamin. I they call from the US.
All right, brother Lamin. Thank you so much for we call. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I mean just the follow up with the interview with Lahai Lawrence Lima, and be really so sad at least. For make some of them submissions, then they come up from a young man. Yeah, because if a young man like that one, they make them kind of statements, at least some of we the young man, they also they feel sad for that country. Really sad. At least for let Lima they go make any advances for challenge. Somebody will speak up for the right thing. Whereas you the demand now for say yes, the man not supposed for talk the day. If you get for talk anything like that, either get for consult the leadership na parliament or consult the party. So which is really sad. So what's not the democracy? I mean, even believe say the man way in the talk but when Honorable Tawa, even know the constitution more than him. And even know politics more than Lima. That one I will tell everybody for free. So if even other young man and they call, you understand, whereby you they see somebody where they want to put the party before the country, this is really completely sad. Because this is not to be the reason why make this party come in power. This party, people will be get that confidence. For say most of the things that will be done, they go bad in that country. They then go cap and try to correct all the situation. But it's like already we they see since the first day them people, this party come in power. It's so sad for that country. So I know they even doubt. Because if you look, you understand, how the leadership of parliament, you understand, come into that position there as a speaker. It's so sad. You see, after the big day in the minority, look the games there where they play. Say them bring in 10 people, we're not on the mandate of the people of the country. So this is not actually, you know, the doubt over them people. They can do anything, you understand, for power. You see? So even the triangleness where you see people there and they go on, then they go through. Because not some of them here, any sober-minded person, you understand, we go hold a money for make him penetrate that country. They under considering all the situations there. You feel say that person will put money? No, because you look the justice system a problem. You look the executive a problem. Because even this Finance Act, the initiative from the executive, you understand, before that issue, either they go now the laws department, from there maybe they take them to parliament. So all things are just mess. It's really sad. Because some of us were not fortunate for them part of the world here. You see how things then they happen. You know, you see how people and they speak up. You understand? At least Einstein in the interest of the country. That guy, people actually need for help him rather than for the cry the guy down. You see, so that's no more than me own take, Mr. Abdul. So thank you very much for
all right. Thank you so much for your contribution. Let we hear from more Sierra Leoneans them. Thank you. God bless. VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who say the call from, please?
Yes. Good evening, VOS. Can you hear me?
Yes, they hear you, and probably I will able to identify the voice, but please, you want to make people know that they call, please, so that they talk?
Yes, this is Matilda Cole. They call from Ottawa.
Wonderful. How are you, Sister Matilda? Please go ahead. What's your take on this issue tonight?
Okay, so me, basically, first off, as a young person, it's so disheartening. So disheartening for see a young man like that, and like I say, you know, for all intents and purposes, a brilliant guy. We don't allow himself to be so sucked in with politics that he forgets, you know, the very reason why he claims say in life, he make the ultimate sacrifice for his country. You know, it's not only about going to war and becoming a military person and serving your country. That's making the ultimate sacrifice. If he truly wants to see the people that have made the ultimate sacrifice for the country, make he go na some of them village them, make he go see them people then with them cut hand and cut foot. That is a vivid reminder of people who made the ultimate sacrifice during the war for their country. Now, coming to, you know, I'm so flabbergasted by what you said. Oh my goodness. Like today was a day when we all been as Sierra Leoneans, no matter who side we day, we for don butu, we cry for good 10 minutes, you know, shed some tears, and then we all know in this part we know they pray anymore. As a matter of fact, Sierra Leoneans stop praying. Now una for begin swear. Una for begin swear because in one single minute, here's what this guy did. In one single minute, he alone as a single person successfully disintegrated in Nyakanyaka the entire SLPP party. And in that one single minute, he proved and showed to the whole world that his leaders and everyone else involved, they've been paying lip service to society. They've been paying lip service to the world. And their true intention is not their spoken words. It's their inaction or their silence. Because they, like I say, everybody has an agenda. It's just a matter of finding out what that agenda is. For me, if they were really honorable about what they were saying, today was a day where I would have seen people like somebody, as he called himself, the PRO, come up and say, I applaud what Honorable Tawa did. We said we are a government of change. We said we are a new direction. We said we are not going to called to corruption. We say we are not going to. We're going to be open with the people. And here is one of us who is not satisfied with what's going on. And he came out and spoke candidly about it. We are going to back him up. We are going to support him, give him all of, the necessary tools and capacity that is needed for this issue to be looked at. But for that guy to sit there and basically said that, first of all, this man, the people who elected him into office, that he was not there for them. The oath that he took was irrelevant. The constitution that supersedes parliament is irrelevant. The national anthem is irrelevant. The pledge, the national pledge that he sings and lay allegiance to is irrelevant. But what is relevant, the only and most singular thing that should be relevant to him is a political party bylaw. Like, are we serious? That's where our country is right now. That a bylaw trumps a constitution, trumps parliamentary proceedings and laws.
Oh, I so hate for interrupt, but please call me back, and no say you always can make valuable contribution, but we get Boku people in the line, and please call me back. But thank you so much, Sister Matilda, and great talking point. Please call back, let you go able finish your thoughts, please. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, let we take more calls. VOS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting, are your name and who say they call from, please?
Yeah, hello?
Yes, waiting, are your name and who say they call from, please?
Yeah, CEO, I do.
I did do well, my brother. I able to recognize the voice, but let people know that they talk, please. As we all.
Me and James.
Wonderful.
I call from Virginia.
Thank you so much, Brother James. What are your take on this issue between the people now? Well, him now, we know say people don't.
The interview and I don't see.
Wonderful. So, what are your take on the issue?
But really, to be sincere with you, I blame the Constitution of Sierra Leone. I blame the Constitution of Sierra Leone, that Constitution, as we don't advocate in the previous government, and today we need to advocate more. That Constitution is not a democratic Constitution at all. We need for change that Constitution. That Constitution, because how on earth the people representative, because party gain symbol, when he lost the party symbol, automatically lost his seat. Parliament. So these are one of the things, and this we all need to come on board, rather from lambast one individual. The Constitution of Sierra Leone, not a democratic constitution. That constitution needs a total change. Because there is no reason why Honorable Tawa will offer celebration today, but if the party will need the support, the SLP has the support, in the last government, I have support, but what Leema'S do, it was totally uncalled for. But what if they say that constitution needs to be changed? Because that constitution, I will get for power, that country don't ever go before. There is no party. Let me tell you, there is no party in SALONE. If you criticize them, we saw it in the last regime, the removal of evil vice president. SLP will do one, NDC will do it. So the only thing we need to say, for change the whole system, we need to change that constitution. We are in somebody who win on a ticket. If you not say enough for allowance for do it in war, when people are elected, they get right for because independent is serving time. So that people that will be free for say the truth, for hold their party to account. But if we don't change that constitution, we are wasting our time. Thank you, CEO. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, my brother. By God's grace, we social media don't do so. We don't see social media influence change in our countries. Them. Not to say I suggest for like people and go into riot or anything like that, but with this kind we will the advocate so and plenty other ways them we able for influence change. With social media, we definitely able make it happen. If they're not willing, because for right now they support them, a kind of give them comfort for let them till them die, we not for allow that. We say we want for practice democracy. Let we practice the principles of democracy. So whether now you party or not, the people that don't put them there. So now the people them back for Pulande as long as you not commit any crime we warrant for let you go jail or anything of that sort there. But for say because of he say something against the party and then they come see now the potential for let loss in seat. Oh my goodness. But thank you so much, my brother. We all need to speak up as SALONians.
CEO, let me just say something.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
You know, say it's a part of our constitution that if you lost your party symbol, you lost your seat. So that particular clause, you need to be, democratic constitution.
Absolutely agree with you. And as something where we don't talk severally now.
I can tell you that Tinande will need for counter on board. Because if we all the Leema'S today, but it's what, because morally we say wrong. But it was right what he said. If SALONe they gather today, they say Tawa, it don't go up against the party. It go lost in seat.
Yeah.
And perhaps we unfairly say SALONe don't do a constitution or something. Now inside we mind, but constitutionally they are right.
Absolutely.
So,
you definitely right. Yes.
The root cause of the thing. If you want to be right, if you want to be that's what you want to go before. For do the right thing, that constitution and not that constitution and the worst constitution in the world. You know, if you fit for a democratic. Well, I don't know. I don't really know. If people don't want to make that constitution, I guess tremendous respect for them. But those guys, I don't know. I don't know what they did because every shake, every step we take, we see the dangers of that constitution.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, my brother. We get plenty other calls them. Let we listen to other SALONians them. But great point, and I agree with you 100%. Say if the SLPP take a decision for expel Tawa, not to say then do them unconstitutionally. The Constitution give them the rights there. So the Constitution are the problem now, yeah. So me go kind of say it go be undemocratic, but not unconstitutional. So I hope say we understand the distinction there. VOS Network, hello caller, what's your name and who say the call from, please?
Yes, good evening, Mr. CEO. This is Bendu, the call from Kansas City.
Hello, Sister Bendu. Thank you so much for where you call. And what do you take on this issue? I see you all right, several things then, but let me hear your voice. What do you take on this? Go ahead, please.
Okay. Well, first of all, I just want to express my gratefulness for this platform because me self don't learn a lot from this platform, and I hope and pray say this platform will able to extend in safe na SALONE for we people them way no get any other voice. But needless to say, the interest of the people where I don't see, you know, the party they not care for. If they talk about democracy, transparency no day, accountability no day, so waiting na the democracy. Now, going back to Lawrence Leema'S, me just believe from an interview where I see on AYV, it is a cartel of corrupt people them we not care about nobody but themselves. Because me go tell you say, Honorable Tawa get more interest but the party pass in the Lawrence Leema'S, because now in they look at something we get for affect them down the line, now in they blow the whistle on. Because he wants for keep that position, he wants for keep everything going on. For goodness sake, parliamentarians and the way they get money quarterly will not get any accountability to anybody. So this bill is just an extension of what thing they go on. So, in my own mind, Lord, we pray to God. Let God send somebody who go save that country. Day. 7 points. How many million people then go continue for suffer? Now, me don't take that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, as always, straight to the point, and I agree with you completely. By God's grace, me no want to give up, because we not get another country for call we home. So that's now we home. We not get a choice where we come na this world. Who say we for belong. God put we there for let it be we home. So let we cherish them and let we support each other, but not to forfeit, but let we find wisdom for let them know very well. Remember, again, me APC brothers and sisters, they are no mean for Bashuna, but now then two parties we don't sabi since the inception of independence, APC SLPP. So we all remember say former President Koroma then talk about like different slogans them, but when the people then speak up, they say they want change. It happened. So we the people now we definitely put them there, and we get the right for pull them there where the time reach. So down there, and our follow we give up. Let we just, like how you say no more, use this platform and plenty other platform them, not to cost, because when we cost, the message need to go well. People then go say, oh, you angry, oh, now because of this, now because of that. But make people understand, convince them, persuade them, so then God will see the need for let them vote the right people them. And not to say how they say they one are the wrong people them, one are the people them, me want for let them decide that. So as long as that thing they happen, we go able one day say Salone done better. So thank you so much, as always, Sister Bendu. Let God bless, and let we all continue for all we serve together and find a way. Let we push Mama Salone go before. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, let me take more calls then, because me don't play the audio and I want for a formula. Let we come with solutions how we go able for push that country they go before. VOS Network. Hello caller, what's in your name and who say they call from, please?
Hi, Mr. CEO. This na Laji Umar from Philadelphia.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Brother Alaji. Go ahead, please. What are you take on this issue tonight? Go ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you so much. Just a moment ago, I read, just for, butters on the point where I want with them call. I read something on Facebook. I think a daughter of the former president of Ghana, something like Josephine Nkrumah, he writes for say we need a new Africa, and I look because I can just see no more why so many things then go wrong in Africa, and I will see that I totally agree, because we don't see with people away with their point for the parliament or what, they need to respect the people there. They know kind of care for the people the way they push them there. For example, like now the US, you see politicians all the time they look the opinion polls, because when they look the opinion polls and something and they go against them and they worry, because they take seriously to the people and the people and push them there. But to they don't want to know. I remember one time 2 or 3 years ago I've been working on one system where something there for do. But we start with the work with other organizations. Then go meet with the employee, then follow right to we senators there around. And when we everybody sign, that's when they become a citizen itself, because it just become I don't count 2 or 3 years. Other people don't sign. They will change, because what the people the senators then see in Pennsylvania for this so people they don't sign. For say this law would they want pass, they affect the job, they change because they really respect them. So if something like this then can say they happen, somebody when a part of the system, a member of parliament, allegedly they see corruption and they raise them, I think that would be opportunity and whatever, and at the platform and the way they can face corruption. So if one party can say they see corruption, now opportunity for them for say, okay, let them investigate. That time everybody go applaud them for saying, oh, they're really serious about corruption. This policy see something relating to corruption. You don't raise them, you don't put the alarm. Therefore, don't make they find out what they go on. But instead, when a young person just like we, he can't sit down, they defend the party. That's fine. Everybody is supposed to belong. But now people that make it go sit on there. And the people that will make it go sit on there already children will go wrong in the country because it's very clear for say children hard. If children hard and something relating to the people that will go put in the parliament and say corruption, then they don't for them be a basis for they go sit down for say, oh, this year we need to investigate. Instead, it go defend what they get. So you don't even care about the people that will make them go sit on it today. Because, for example, they'll be the opposition. Now people have voted in the go sit on it. So now in the run, you get fine motorcar, they leave that fine host. But how about the people that will go put it there? This is an opportunity for don't sign for say, in care for the people there, but say party. We, some of you know, and they work for no government, SALONE government or what, but really want for let this tier craziness they stop. It's too shameful. It's too shameful about SALONE or Africa. It's too shameful they continue because we did a system, other system, waiting and to go fine, we sitting and to go wrong.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Brother Alaji. So let me take more calls then. Thank you. WhatsApp, VOS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting on your name and who say the call from, please?
Yeah, hello, Mina Lumbia, the call from London.
Thank you so much for calling. And what did you take on this issue, brother? Go ahead, please.
Man, it's just very, very, very stressful, everything with go on in our country, you know, especially the level of malpractices and, you know, people just do things randomly, you know, especially for people like Professor Francis. I mean, this is the guy who is highly respected in Bradford University, OOPD, and we were so hopeful that if we don't take that expertise and that honesty for help the country, for let it grow, you know, and some information become or rumors become a couple of weeks or days ago. So when up to this time, we still wait for make sure say we get a clear explanation what happened, and for declare say or whatever happened, you know, right, or whatever happened, it be innocent. But again, it's just back to the culture of that country. You know, people just do things, they know say there's no repercussion for it. You know, and as long as a country would lead a country or any institution like that, wherein people they just do things, you know, it could be very difficult for grow as a country. Because and this is the problem at SALONE. We are rewarding people where they actually not get the country at heart. We not a self-interest no more. Then guys within the Europe na so man no you get also on you. You know if you get resources then at SALONE. So where they don't make her as minister or where they don't give them position under, and they make up for all the lost times then. And they forget say the ordinary Israelians then where they not get education, we're not poor farmers then, where they struggle for make ends meet, they are actually there to represent them. So until we start getting leaders, we actually get empathy. Not for yourself no more or your family. You get for sorry for other people that were there around you. If you na motama we not get sorry heart, it will be very, very difficult for you to do something where they define you as a human being. All the with my country would run the camp. All with them guy they don't do no more is they elect themselves. We all know America and Europe. In Great Britain, we have the social system here wherein they care for the vulnerable, they help people, then we not sick man, we then poor, we not getting, then disabled. All that elect themselves no more. It's not a rocket science. We they hope one day they look forward to for a brighter Sierra Leone or for a different Sierra Leone where one day where the SALONE brother will actually see him brother the suffer, you know, get food for it. Let you accept them because you know to in Israelian not so because in a Timnima or in a Mendima or in a Lokoman. Now that it's not a rocket science. Sierra Leoneans we just need for keep politics out of the we issues then we need for what we solve. Not for let you define personal because in a SAPP. Then guy let's get it right. Then guy not get our best interest. Then they no more for enrich themselves. So until we start speaking with one voice, like a platform like this, then we'll begin to expose them guy. Let's tell them say you know to what a man. Let's make sure say we'll not ever give them any political office, but not for let them next coming election again. We'll take power. We'll give them. So that's my own contribution.
And a great contribution. Thank you so much, brother. Great contribution. Let God bless. So we get more people at the line, and let we listen to more Sierra Leoneans them. VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who side you call from, please?
Good evening, Mr. CEO. How are you, sir?
I did do well, Mr. GM. Thank you so much. And what's in your own take, sir? Because you said I'm Sierra Leonean after all.
Yeah, and I've even got an audio this afternoon concerning this issue. First of all, I think people blame Lima, but this is bigger than Lima. People don't need to understand that Lima not to just me and you to go on social media and just talk. Even some of us can talk sometimes, they hold right. Then even that we would work for. Lima and I, public relation officer for the SLPP and the deputy minister. So anything Lima say, it is official. Secondly, this thing happened for almost a week ago, So not the team away, Lima just go to studio and just go to a town to him and everything. People begin to say, oh, well, now left from this guy, and he just go a matter of X. No. Lima may not talk about Facebook. He posts something there. They come out there, it gets days off. So which means he don't already contact people at the party. They don't talk about this issue. They don't send them back. Because in another public relation officer, and they talk for the party. They go to the station for go tell people and waiting exactly the party instant Lima talk about too. So this issue make we not just look and say a small thing. If people listen to Umar Kufana in interview to the way he talk about the way President fly around and even talk about the financial bill where cause this one whole thing, where the Minister of Information talks say in fact now something that way them really want for sign. So not to think that when I'm in secret. In just Twitter Mariano must say the president may just want for make it go to parliament so that he go put in stamp on which now so in Twitter Mariano. But the reality is that why make them vex on Tawa? Because he pulled big secrets not doing nobody. This thing for the past simple one because most of the they not read that bill there. They don't mean go to the details of that bill. Tawa and pull the secrets not do. Now that make a piece some people are of bad one. So this one is bigger than what we see right now. Plenty bill in the past in that parliament say way plenty man not they read. The same thing happened about the electronics bill them one pass, monetary bill, where them try for sneaking the social media stuff inside as well. Most of them say they go on a parliament because they don't say most of the parliamentarians are not competent. But could they go there for their own interest and but could they go there because of party? And Lima talk and plain. Now we they give the vehicle for calm na power. If we give you that vehicle there, you force loyalties to the party. You second loyalties to the president and them the SALONE people them. So if you want for talk, you have to come to we force. So if people in the city they feel say this is not a game, it's not a game. Okay? This bill and a bill wait until because Mr. Minagi say president go sign now. When I listen to the communication minister today, I realized okay, well this was even beyond that. That bill was a short show, then for just move on, not to them to go, not to them for them to go for fight for a long time, and that put plenty of African country them. So to them not something new this is not just a common deal to them, this one. So obviously we SALONE people need I think it's about time we begin talk to the parliamentarian and they go for go kill we safe. This we may for be asking parliamentarian what they go do in parliament. Why make all the country and constituencies and talk to the people how they vote in parliament and what they vote for and why they vote for that. We see somebody can clap and they can fight on social media. These guys they enrich themselves. These guys then they try to become powerful. And at the end of the day, we get for the back at the same place if we're not here for all them guys accountable. And you see the law in the for pass. You don't even get right to ask them how to use the money for. Then where them ask Marcelo Sambas, say, well, the minister say they're not for all them accountable. The minister talks say because of they're not going to account for every money the president is spending. Now it big now big load on them. So not too much in relevance, according to the minister of information. So that don't tell we say Boku thing they right now way even bigger than what we see right now. Boku billion in the past way Salone people not even know, but we're not going to hold people accountable. And this fight against corruption. Let we say it go because Lima not can't talk on his own. Everything Lima said na that studio, na thing that way they send for council, then send for let it vex the way it vex to level no sense so they had one. So I go go stuff. But again, one of the board me talk just now say we don't need for talk, but my brother. Not to Salone issue or my issue. All man, we all hear the same thing, but we listen to the same thing, but they hear different things. So until what you hear and what you hear are two different things. But from what me hear this another what stuff they Lima then instead say Lima begin to intimidate people them. One don't hear say they reprimand them. That don't tell we say everything Lima do is official. Naturally come from the top. Not sending they say Lima not crazy. Lima get sense. Lima a very smart guy. Lima not go put himself in this position, in a vulnerable position where they say tomorrow and get for some no. Now somebody select him, he work for somebody, in boss. Okay? So the boss know about everything that money do. And in the mouthpiece. They make the president even get a chance can't talk. Lima and they talk for we. For that party they right now. Then the party the spokesman. So again, at this point, me they talk to Sierra Leone and then we need for open eye. We need for pay attention. This is more than party. If we say one for move forward. APC don't do until we then do Boku thing they will not pick up. With social media these days we go for pick Boku thing them up. But again, if we not stand on 2 foot, Salone every day now we they run go now we go they run up and country them. So me go stop now and thank you again very much for the time.
Thank you so much, GM, for the message day and let we hear from more Sierra Leoneans them. VOS Network, hello caller, what's your name and who say they call from please?
Yeah, hello, Mina Gombi Musa Tonya here at the call from Philadelphia.
Hello, Brother Musa. Thank you so much for where you join we. And what are you take on this issue tonight? Go ahead, please. 3 minutes.
Yeah, my take on this issue just the card they say election get consequences. It's like the people them now they're not the winners and now they're not the losers. The reason why I say that we all don't see how this government don't perform over the past 19 months so they don't in power. Then one of the key policy then are for fight against corruption. But based on what we don't see and how Param and Leema'S don't perform, we don't tell we say they're not serious about the fight for corruption. And that's a big lesson to the people because if then people are being campaign on the promise that they can't fight corruption because they say the previous government corrupt, and then they can't see say the way that they fight corruption is like that they aid and abet corruption because if we not tell we say now 2 sets of rules in fighting corruption, one for the public. That when they see corrupt act, they for report directly to the ACC. Unlike the MPs, the SLPP MPs, when they see corruption, instead of them voicing out or talk for them or report to ACC, they for report to them party, which appears most often than not that will be swept under the rug. And left to the voters, let them decide next election because this is a lesson to them. And they appeal back to the notion, say, for 58 years. Now, the same thing will be done to see. Now, it don't happen in that country. Now, that makes Salone day backward. So, it's better this time around, whether they come out, social media, they educate the people then, because before then, they can't hear will not be the area. People are not the area. And thank God now the opportunity there the area. And the other thing again I want to talk about is that let the media houses make this thing a law. It's that not a law. Because I don't see them, it just happen. If it don't happen during APC time, they don't can happen back under SLP time. Let them stop government officials for just go the run into the media house then when they're not the part of the program for enter there for just go react to a statement or the over news. It's undone. After all them places and in our places of work, they get code of ethics whether they run by. So somebody not just come up from the street because they're talking him or this, that, he can't walk into the place for can answer to them. It's very wrong. And I feel like most the way a government official sit on a TV, they tell journalists and say let them set them out. That is absurd. Sierra Leone, we are bigger than that. We are better than that. Then we have to stop. But all this they go for tell the Sierra Leoneans, they say, for 58 years they're not for be fools. Let we get rid of them two parties there, arrest the case.
Thank you so much. Right wave, right time for rescue case. Oh, my brother. Thank you. Let not give up. Change go come eventually. Let not give up, yeah?
Yeah, my brother, I will not get forgive up. But one of the things that we the money we like we so holding at the diaspora now we forgot to talk more for them people. They don't put power on with they say to sing not get right in that country. And a piece the win at the diaspora now this thing we for put hands and put together for long fight now for them people then they because then when they are that they always the muzzle them. And that make they don't block myself all day. So not first for this to see.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And let we hear you from other Sierra Leoneans them. Thank you. Great point. Let God bless. Yeah. Thank you so much. Great point. But that to seem eventually will come. But to me, if even self don't allow the to seem them, let them just go by the democratic principles. I think that's not the constitution and then get the reasons. But if they don't say somebody, the people that don't elect that person, they let it allow the person for data in time done. Let them not fend back door, waste them where the constitution don't give them for let them pull somebody, and that by itself can intimidate person for speak up. So thank you, and let we hear from other people them. Thank you so much, my brother. God bless. VS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting on your name and who say they call from, please?
Ibrahim from California. See you. How are you, sir?
I did do well, brother Ibrahim. Thank you so much for where you calling. And what's your take on this issue tonight? Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah,
3 minutes.
You know where I come in, but I think I get a clue. Well, first of all, let me not forget the democracy na chiwo get for nurture. You know, a process. So I know say this issue it don't generate some, public discontent. And me just want to talk to every Sierra Leonean and say, no, we not vex. This is not the process of democracy. So even in the great America way, we all look at now the bastion of democracy. They say they get a challenge, And this particular here, one thing we, when I read this here, what this here can I do? Now, like, I ask myself, I say, okay, if it not been good for what may happen to Sam Sumana, how it go good in this case here? And the two difference is, and the difference between the two cases there, so, of course, Sam Sumana, the people are not elected directly, like in the case of, Honorable Tawa. We are the people SSF, they practice democracy and they make sure they vote in the person way they feel it will represent their interest. So this part of the constitution it don't create a political quagmire, not just for the SLPP but even the APC because it did not the constitution. So maybe we'll say we really need a constitutional review because some things within the constitution they're outdated and defunct, and this is not the problem. We know they go according to how the world they go. you know, the public, how the modern world they move. You know, we need to go back for a revisit. You know, some of the old stuff there we don't need anymore because then they against and contravene the principles of democracy. Because in this case here now, how you go do when I expel somebody from the party and where the constitution say or the party once they expel you, they no longer qualify for representative. So who are the people in now? So the real victims there are not the people them, you know. And so then if I really when but thankfully so we get the platform here, you know. So we get for 45 resolve as Sierra Leoneans said, what we challenge the status quo, what we challenge, you know, we speak truth to power. I think so these are the only way we can able to change things the way they happen in our country, you know. And I'm so glad it's the way in a BBC where the Minister of Information, they try for kind of like rescind, you know, the decision as to whether they will go forward, you know, with that impress. So I think there's something is happening. We're not for relent, we're not for give up, you know. This now we have for carry the cost. This now is all about the prosperity of the country. We don't go say, oh, because people they don't come, then they do so, you know, then they contravene certain clauses there. We get for work, we get for put all hands on deck. For let we control the wrongs and let we amend what I will feel say and let's say for amend based on how we see things today, how the world modernize, how the world they go before, so that we self will be participants at the global stage in terms of development. You know. So now that we get for say we all get for put, you know, efforts and let me not tire for talk, let me not give up. Let me challenge them people there, you know, because there are few folks and they no go can determine, you know, how we continue to go when they go on the wrong side and we see them, you know, we enjoy with pleasure. We not go take that, you know. So now that's me get for say. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, and thank you so much, Brother Abdullahi and Ibrahim. Sorry, we see all the love sign and everything they come for you. Thank you so much. Great point them, and I will just echo that. We don't come to the end of the show, and one for say boku thank you to all the people we join tonight. And somebody just sent a comment. We talk about say yes, just the time for talk about the direct and indirect. So Tawa the elect and directly, and Sam Sumana you say the elect indirectly. But you're absolutely right, brother Olatunji, absolutely, yes, in SEF, the elect because na ticket and it na the constitution say na then to the elect, because if the constitution no give any room for you go before the people without a running mate, so na a team. So absolutely you self correct. And one for say boku thank you to now all way down joining. And I want for now close because we don't really run out of time. So we want for keep on short tonight, not too long, and no calls. So which is good, and we're not going to take any calls again. So me fumble them. This na me take on this issue, and I'm so glad you. In fact, most of when I don't say what I want for say. So I not go delay. I not go belabor the point na yeah. A very clear say if somebody make the assertion there as well, the way we constitution day, and this that the difference that between the people and way for whatever reason then just they use the word but they don't mean them, where they put the country first versus the people where they go after their own selfish interest. Because if really there were politicians here, they put the country first. Plenty of them clauses here in the constitution, therefore don't change them. Because it's not democratic and it will continue for create confusion, and plenty of them confusions then they where how did they create them now, so it'll be a revolving issue, because where you don't use the Constitution and trample upon the next person, where itself come day, it go difficult for let it forgive, because you don't suppress us so much. So the only way where we go able for say we do the right thing now where the law, and where the law don't put them, then loophole, yes, every constitution gets issue. But SALONE constitution, it gets so many issues. And in fact, yeah, the advanced countries them, now that make every time Congress, for example, and Parliament, now UK and other areas them, Canada, they go through the entire debate them and make amendments every time. Because certain things then they will maybe go be of benefit 65 years ago, since during 1965, we make them bring that public that libel law. Now it's not relevant, because we dey practice democracy. During that time day, now one party rule, and then they fight each other. But now we don't say we want to forgive the responsibility to the people them, for let them choose who that then go who that go lead them. So waiting at the scenario, and they say plenty of their laws then they, if really they govern well, why you need for be protected by 1965 law, where we constitution 1991, but from 1965 leading to that 1991 constitution, they not pull that in there, because the people that were there, they want to forget that protection. And we see that very clear, the display where Leema'S display. If then journalists then they for say anything or whatnot, guess what? The law give them power for like the older people and they as levied criminal charges on them. And I don't do that one time where I go back, I do some research. That law day, it go way back to the 1700s. Now Europe, Britain particularly, but then do it specifically for suppress people them. But from the 1700s, we still use that law in a SALONE. And this is something where we know say a contrary to the freedom of expression. And boku of we freedom them, it trample upon them. Now let us fast forward to this situation. Several people them don't make it clear, say that man, that honorable Tawa Conteh, yes, the reason where he give, that reason they be a little bit selfish, but for the fact that it pull this kind of discussion I do, it make we all able to engage now, and they talk about this issue. And now to some extent, the president probably going to think twice. As somebody make mention of, say, the information minister, make it clear, say, they go rethink. So if this discussion, like how we general manager say, if this discussion will be come out a day prominently in social media, I believe say that law day, if it will be passed quietly, now only to themselves no more go know. But guess what? They're not for be able to say anything, because the people where they above them, where now him, now then they benefit from this, when now the president, the vice president, the speaker of the house, guess what? It go difficult for them to talk. Because the way where we constitution set is set in that way For like, if the president not like you, you go. Whether the people that they put you there or not. If the vice president not like you and the president also not like you, you go. Of course, the Speaker of the House we don't see severally. And at one point, they even honorable person where Honorable Dr. Yunkela tell him for shut up, sit down, force him. Like Pekin, where the man get a constitutional right for argue on issues. So me fumble them and for say boku tenki and I don't get much for say, but for like we understand how really naked we Conteh in constitution be. Because for like Leema'S, where they not elect, let it get power for advocate, for like then get rid of somebody where the people then put there. When I see the problem with that, they not elect Leema'S. The president can decide tomorrow and say in job done, it done. But as a matter of fact, in a true democracy, the president not get by himself, single-handedly, and not get the mandate for pull anybody from his seat in parliament who say true democracy day. We all see what's in the gun now the US right now, Donald Trump, Congress, if it not be Africa, like Nancy Pelosi for don't go, they for don't pull an eye off in position, and they don't twist this whole thing behind, and then just trample upon the whole thing and shove them under the rug. If not Africa, this may happen. Sometimes thugs them for we don't go after Nancy Pelosi if they don't want to let the international community hear about the way we them pull them. You go just hear you say it don't die. And the government's not going to do anything for do autopsy. They go block them. Africa. And we all don't civilize. We get beaucoup educated people in Africa, including the people where they lead, the way they rule we Conteh them. But guess what? Because of their selfish interest, then go see the country and by extension the entire continent. They still wallow in poverty. Where to me, not a natural thing at all for let Africa poor, but governance, it gets a lot to do with it. And that's make where people they talk about the Millennium Corporation, Challenge Corporation, the scorecard. Yes, we pass more than half, but if you look at the key components, them. People they kind of go all over corruption, but look at the key components them. Look at governance. The previous administration failed in terms of good governance. This administration, according to the recent card, they say fail in terms of good governance. So waiting really, because if they govern the people then well, corruption go minimize, poverty go minimize, and other things then go minimize. But it's so fun, it's so interesting though. But again, I'm glad with SALONE score now there are other indicators them. But the fact of the matter is, for people where I don't know if not every university, but the university where I attend during my graduate studies, you get certain course subjects them. If you not pass them, I let you get A plus, but the other subjects them, but you fail them course subjects here, you need to get your degree. So me believe say this MCC scorecard, therefore make two particular indicators them that is scorecard, and they say if you not pass them, I let you pass all the other 18. You not go pass. That good governance and also the fiscal policies. Even though if you handle, if you effective in governing, you go able for provide for your people them. So, but that good governance na key. But repeatedly from the previous administration, we they fail in terms of effective governance. And then you come now to the bread and butter issue. Even though the finance minister said this budget na bread and butter issue, but na component of the budget na him we dey spend so much time na social media so for talk about, instead of we dey gladdy, we suppose for gladdy over the things them we go consider, we go constitute bread and butter issues them, we go address bread and butter issues them. But why would they sort of spend so much time by this particular clause? It's very clear. Because the people and they struggle. Because we see say the country not get money. And because you say, all right, it's okay for Lona struggle, but me not go struggle. And I not go only stop say I not go struggle, but I go enrich myself in the process. And that way they may go interpret this blank check. Because otherwise, waiting at the reason for let you say, you know what, for be accountable. Waiting at the reason. Waiting at the legitimate reason. The reasonable excuse. Where you go say, I don't want for be accountable. If really not to any fraudulent excuses. Now, excuse when not all water. Because if you believe say you do the right thing, when you tell people them, where do you spend the money on, people them go even appreciate that you they take your time and resources for push the agenda of SALONE before. So you for able come to the people them proudly enough, tell them how much you spend, why you spend them. If not good way, you they spend the money. But otherwise, why you need for say, you know what, come to the people them. You know want for answer questions. If really not legitimate reasons. So me family them, you know, it's rather unfortunate. It's sad. Where we they look at all them things here. But like how we general manager and other people them say, Lima, I don't believe say he just take him upon himself, go to that station, they say all waiting he say. Until when he must don't get all meeting. And because of him, that in them believe say, he go take all kind of heat, then send him. And as a matter of fact, another brother we talk about conflict of interest. So how you go run the country in affairs, and then at the same time you they claim this not an election time, not a campaign season. So why you need for parade yourself as the PRO for SLPP? We're not a campaigning season. So not a governance we suppose for the talk about. How you go able help you minister for take care of the internal affairs of the country. And we get boku issues within the country where you can able keep yourself busy. But what can happen? You say, oh, and then try for ask them, whose capacity you did ask? It kind of the stomach over it. Because he says no say. Deep down in conscience, and no say it wrong, completely wrong. If na be them place here where decent democracy there, therefore don't call for a resignation or for let the president fire him. For we openly try for talk on behalf of the party instead of on behalf of the country. Openly. And to some extent, he even, and to me not to mistake, it's like when they say you speak aloud. Where it try for talk about being loyal and patriotic to the party force. Where the lady say, ask him if really they listen to himself. Then he try for change him. And even when he try for change him, he not be able for defend what he say at all. So me fumble them, you know, it's so sad. But one thing where I go say, dear, let not give up. Social media done there for we. Again, the one day where they use them for cosmamicos, for this, for dear beg. Una think twice. Because then are the wrong use of social media. If we do that for help change the trajectory of we country, the direction of we country, let it be the right direction. If we want let SALONE go in the right direction, dear, when they talk to your brother or sister na social media, no, gonna cause them. If it disagree with you, that's fine. Try for make you case. Try for find another way for make you argument instead of you cause them. Una all know me na this platform. I don't remember say I ever don't curse, insult anybody. Yes, I can use strong words them, but for say like adjective then we go insulting, no. But I strongly believe say I equally able for make me send me message out there. So dear, I appeal to we all as SALONians. If we want change for we country, we need for able talk to each other. And again, I want to say kudos to me SLPP brothers and sisters we call in the previous program where I be all, and the past two programs them. The issues that we will discuss about, plenty of them agree, say for the national reason, in the interest of the country as a whole. They say then they support SLPP, but this particular issue, then they're against them. They say that where I talk about the journalist and the chief minister, their issues, and then talk about that where I be discuss this particular bill, they make it clear. So then SLPP supporters, they support the party, but then they against both the journalist where they go put in a CID, and as well as this particular clause where go give the president, the vice president, and the speaker of the house blank check. And not only that, because blank check now for like write any kind number there, but when you don't write them, you don't get for ask. Nobody don't get for ask you. So now the troubling part's that. Not to just the blank check, because the blank check, if you put how many millions, say, now it cost for travel and stuff, if we able audit you, ask you questions, that's for be fair game. So that way you're able for justify the reason for spending so XYZ. But then you blank check, you can write any kind of amount, and then you know, answerable to anybody, not to the way for ruin we country, not to the way that for send Sierra Leone into, I go say, perpetual debt. We kind of they deal with the debt, and this administration come when you go back to the GTT report, talk about the debt, the spending here and there. The bogus spending, they say all the things that they paraphrase now. Now the GTT report. So, but the fact of the matter is, they're able for see how they spend their money then they, because record be there for let the audit the previous administration. But now they say, you know, even need for keep record. So how we will know how much the president spend in vice and the speaker? If really, you don't even need for keep record, because you will only keep record if they get for ask you. But if they not get for ask you, why you need for keep record? So we fumble them. Both me APC and SLPP and other party brothers and sisters. When they see the problem with this, Huge, huge problem. So I want for Tapia, like, I tell una boku boku thank you. Let God bless una with una family. Let God bless we presenters them where they really give their all voluntarily. We need to pay them for like they're able come, sit down at the seat and take calls them, and we all discuss the issues like a family. And I want thing that way deep down from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate Sierra Leoneans them. And majority of una they come na VOS. The greeting is hello VOS family. Let we extend this kind compassion for each other to we Conteh. If SLPP goes see somebody where an APC supporter, SLPP supporter, APC supporter, call them your brother. Nothing wrong with that. That APC, SLPP, not just ideology. But we are all brothers and sisters. We share, we get beaucoup things them in common. We bring we together than the things that we put we apart. We go divide we. We get a lot more in common than the things that we divide we. So as a result of that, let we capitalize on the things them we bring we together as Sierra Leoneans. And me fumble them, again I want to say boku boku thank you. Dear abeg, let we continue for support each other. Let we continue for promote that kind of platform here. Because clearly VOS not the only platform where they out there where they preach. But the fact of the matter is, let we any platform whatsoever. Let we not go on them platform, they go begin cost Mr. A, Mr. X and stuff. It defeats the purpose. And that's not the politicians they want. Because we will not cost each other. Guess what? We don't divide ourselves even further. And then win. Because there not sabi anything else other than that old trick where they say divide and conquer. They not sabi for develop the people and welfare. They not sabi that. Because that make them engage in all the kind of practices here. For just kind of compensate themselves for something we don't even do, we do not deserve. So again, I can always say, after we don't tell them all we together for tell them with respect, we still need for pray for them. Because if they fail, not so they only fail, now the country fail. So now we continue for pray for President Bill within team. And including we brother with Lahai Lawrence Leema'S. Because if God touch your heart, guess what? It go like how somebody say, I think now Madam Bendu, say if SLPP come on our power and listen to them tape here, what thing you go to think? But we don't want for let you get a reflection day after. Because it don't be too late. We want for like get the reflection now where it in our power. So that way they go able correct in mistakes them as he able gets the opportunity for doing. So let us pray for them. The president, the ministers them, and we parliamentarians them. But dear I beg me fumble them. Mr. Honorable Tawa Conteh, a deserve recognition. We need for recognize him as a hero, as somebody we stand for waiting he believe in. So let God bless him. And I not just know how he go able to do him if this thing result in expulsion for him, where he go get for get symbol. So the question now, whose party he go get symbol from, where he go run during any potential by-election. So, but we hope that reach to that level there. Because then kind person here, we need plenty of Tawa Conteh na parliament. We need plenty of in kind. So let God bless them for that. And we speaker himself, what a disgrace. Very shameful. He know very well say not to the right thing. So see how he twist up. The reporter say, oh, he use big man sense. No, not a big man sense down there. It just show clearly, because of India for benefit from this thing, and not say anything for try for encourage people enough for pass them. Instead, he throw them back to the minister. Well, I go ask the minister what thing he get for say. He puts the minister now on the spot. So if he be say, well, no or what not, guess what? If I be push for like this bill not go before. Now you see the kind people and way God put for run that country there. You the speaker. Anyway, me fumble them. We go still pray for them. Let God bless them all. Let God direct them. And with judiciary, let God also direct them na the right path. Because usai justice no there, peace no go there. So we dey pray for them all them branches here. And with people and way, like we brothers and sisters, then we do that interview, we want to tell them boku boku thank you, because they ask tough questions. And at that VOS stand for ask tough questions. So let we continue for put the country first and ask tough questions. So above all, as I can always say, whether they do the right thing or not, we only get one SALONE. And we not for they forget that country there. So we always need for pray for the one and only country where me and you two know. Say na Mama SALONE. So let God bless Mama SALONE and let God direct the country. Let God put the right people in for push the country in the right direction. So until Thursday, by God's grace, we will come back. Me and Abdul Karim Kagbo, the founder and CEO of VOS Network, they say, Tata. Let God bless we all.
You can be my brother. You can be my friend. Have you been looking for a place to get quality education but don't know how or where? Canadian College of Modern Technology, situated at 1 Silicon Hills, Mile 91, opposite former Camp Charlie, is the right place for you. Canadian College of Modern Technology, an affiliate of Lahai University, is a fully accredited college with a Tertiary Education Commission (TEC) and a National Commission for Technical, Vocational, Other Academic Awards (NCTVA). We provide world-class tertiary education in computer science, business administration, mass communication, business information technology, Microsoft Server Administration, networking, database administration, building and construction, and other professional courses. Apart from its conducive environment, which makes it suitable for learning, Canadian College of Modern Technology is proud of its experienced local and international staffs. Come and experience a transformational learning environment, fully equipped with CCTV cameras, a world-class electronic library with the latest iMac computers for collaborative learning and research, and access to high-speed internet service throughout the campus. And guess what? Canadian College of Modern Technology is the first college in Sierra Leone to operate the first educational purpose-only television and radio station for its mass communication students. Come and be part of this historic experience. We have reserved a space for you. You want to know more? CCMC provides 24 hours electricity from a solar harvest power supply system with a backup generator. This highly secure campus also have a canteen, student hostels with clean pipe-borne water. Canadian College offers many more amenities for our students to help make learning a good experience. For more information, contact us on these numbers: 079-630-407 or 099-140-208. If you want to succeed, Canadian College will exceed your expectations. Canadian College of Modern Technology, a place where career begins.
Cotton Tree Pharmacy is your new trusted provider of pharmacy services in Sierra Leone. You can count on Cotton Tree Pharmacy for genuine quality brand name and generic medicines. Guaranteed refills for prescriptions issued by doctors in Sierra Leone or abroad. Door-to-door medication delivery service in Freetown and beyond. Free health education. Have you heard about our Diaspora Medicine Connect? With Cotton Tree Pharmacy's Diaspora Medicine Connect, anyone can pay for your prescription online. Bring your prescription to 17 Pademba Road. Collect an invoice. Send your invoice to your sponsor in the diaspora. Your sponsor pays for your prescription online. We deliver your medication to you. For quality prescription and medications, visit Cotton Tree Pharmacy at 17 Pademba Road in Freetown. Have questions? Call our pharmacist on WhatsApp at 030-611-664 or visit our website at www.cottontreemedicalgroup.com. Come to Cotton Tree Pharmacy. We are ready to fill your next prescription.